Ladies and gentlemen, welcome! Today we have a very interesting topic, which I think I haven't talked about ever in the 5 years I've done YouTube content. Or maybe I have, but at least I don't remember. And by the way, look at this elo, look. Ranked 23 wins, 2.4k elo. Isn't that kind of crazy? And don't mind Priya being my best legend right now, because that character is kind of broken. And I don't even know how she's my best legend, I have 2 wins only on her. Anyways, I'm getting sidetracked here, let me start talking about the topic. So we are gonna play a bit of rank today, but first we're gonna start in experimental because I have to talk about a few characters. And we're gonna start with the most obvious one, which is Thatch, this character over here. Do you guys remember the old Thatch? He looks completely different now. I don't know if I like the old one better or this one. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe the new one is better now, but I still like the old one. But what I'm trying to say here is that I think this character, the design of this character is kinda lacking. Maybe not the visual. Okay, probably the visual design. Look at how he looks like, dude. Let's zoom in on Thatch for a second. At least he has a golden tooth, you know? But yeah, on this character, you know, on Sword, he has 3 actually pretty useful SIGs, I won't lie, especially side SIG. That SIG is very good. And you have this D SIG, which is nothing too crazy, but it does the job. Yeah, so I was saying, then on blasters, we have this SIG over here, which obviously he's a pirate or whatever he is. He's supposed to have cannonballs, you know, come on, that is obvious. That is the obvious cow, which is a good signature in my opinion. Not too useful, I won't lie. In pro play, this is definitely not too useful, but it's something. And then you have this and this, which is the same SIG twice. How is this not reworked yet? It's the same SIG twice. It literally covers the same, like, angle twice. And they still haven't reworked that SIG. And this guy is not letting me talk about anything. He just wants to win. He's here to win. But yeah, guys, you get the point. I think Thatch is a character that he should have been reworked for so long. But he's still not reworked. I think this SIG makes no sense. Having 2 SIGs that cover the same direction? Why? Just why? Even though there's a true combo, by the way, with delight into end SIG. If they are white health, editor, please show it on the screen because this core is doing too much right now. But yeah, I think Thatch just needs a whole design rework, and maybe not like the splash, even though I'm not a big fan of it. Maybe you're attachment and maybe you're gonna hate me. So let's just change one of the signatures that is kind of useless. We can either change this SIG, which probably shouldn't be this, because I think this one is the better version, but you're gonna remove the true combo if they change the end SIG. And then you have this SIG over here, which I don't know how useful it is. I mean, it does good offstage, but everyone can space that SIG. Bro, can you stop? Actually, can you stop? Get out of here. So yeah, today's topic, as you guys have already seen from, you know, the first character that I'm playing, I think I want to talk about characters that need to be changed and need some reworks, honestly. Even weapons, we're gonna get into that a bit later into the video though. I think Brawlhalla just hasn't reworked enough characters. Now there's older characters that... This guy just SD'd. Now there's older characters that, you know, are not as good as the newer ones because the signatures on the new characters are just better. Maybe King Zuva is an exception. Yeah, that character's boot signatures are horrific. Probably the worst boot signatures ever. I would really want to see more reworks in this game, I won't lie. When was the last time they did a rework? On a weapon? Was it cannon, by the way? I think cannon was the last time they reworked the weapon, no? And then obviously they did the Cassidy thing with the new signature. And this guy just lost the game. He lost the game, by the way, after all of that. That is crazy. He was sweating his bowels off and he still lost. And I think this is the perfect time to ask you guys to subscribe to the channel. Smack that button right over here, like this button right over here. It helps me out a lot and it takes like 2 seconds. So please do that for me. Thank you so much. Thank you. You just saved my life. Okay, I need to stop yapping now. But yeah, we need to go. We need to talk about the next character. I was asking what weapon was reworked last. I think it was cannon. I know they reworked Cassidy. Hold up, let me go on Cassidy, not on Sandy Cheeks. So they did rework Cassidy, one of her signatures, which was this SIG over here, which is such a bad SIG in my opinion. Players who main Cassidy, is this SIG good? Do you guys actually use this SIG? Because I think this SIG is completely useless. You can do this, but it just, the startup is so slow, it feels like, and the reward is not enough. By the way, Cassidy has 4 signatures. I don't know if you guys know this. You have this, that, wait, shoot. Then you have this, 2, that's 2 already. Then you have the most broken hammer SIG ever. This last SIG that has no startup frames compared to the D SIG, by the way. And then you have this SIG. That's 4 signatures. Which is kind of crazy, by the way. A character with 4 signatures. If you charge up the side SIG, you get the other variation for the people that don't know how to get that. But yeah, I don't know why they reworked this character in such a way. I'm dead. I feel like the D SIG is lacking. Is it because she has 4 signatures and they wanted to make that 1 SIG less useful? I don't know. I don't think it was the right change for Cassidy. Sure, there's a lasso, you know, come on. The vibe is there. There's a lasso. She has already won all the signature with a lasso, but I think it should be something different. Maybe slightly more force, maybe a different angle, maybe more startup frames. I mean, less, so it's faster. Other than that, Cassidy is, in overall, a very good character right now, and I wouldn't actually want a character change on this, or a design change on Cassidy. She looks very cool, very unique. I don't think her SIGs are too strong. It's not like Teska level broken on the signatures. Teska signatures on Gandas or something else. And I don't know, how do you guys feel about Cassidy in particular? The character vibes. Do we actually need a change on Cassidy? Look how slow it is. I can't do anything with that SIG. I can name another character that I think needs a change, and it's definitely Nash. This guy, he just does not look like a 2025 character. Cassidy kinda does, I won't lie. Cassidy kinda does. I don't know, I might just be hating on Nash. I don't see that many Nash players. Either way, this character needs some changes. I definitely think he needs some changes. Hattori is, by the way, a character that I really do not want to be changed. Hattori is such a cool character. I think if they change Hattori's splash charge, they're gonna completely ruin this character. I would say change it only if they can pull it off. You could even make Hattori look even better. Doesn't even look like an old character. And keep in mind, Hattori is one of the oldest legends in the game. Sentinel, I think they did change the splash art along with Thatch. I think they just did that for 2 characters and they stopped, which is kind of weird to me. It's not debatable, maybe a splash change, maybe not. I'm fine with this, honestly. Again, Jiro splash is so clean. If you were to change that, do not mess it up. Also, for some reason, for me, Zarya looks very basic. I don't know if you guys think the same, but I think Zarya can look 10 times better if they redo the splash and just make Zarya look better. Cool. What I'm trying to say here is, let me go on Nash, actually. Let's go on Nash. I think this one is the most obvious pick that needs a small changes or something. I don't know. I think reworks are not a bad thing for this game. The game, you know, is getting older and older the more years pass. We're in 2025, and some of the characters definitely need to be changed a bit. I don't know, I just don't find Nash fun to play. I don't know if it's the character design, I don't know if it's just Nash being Nash and I don't like the weapons, but I just don't play Nash as much as other characters. I wonder what the play rate on Nash exactly is right now. He does have decent signatures, I won't lie, and they're pretty unique. I'll give him that. The D-Sig is pretty interesting. And he just killed me like that. Oh, I made it back. What? But yeah, I'm done talking about Nash. I want to go to the next character, to another character. And I wanted to quickly talk about the character designs for a second. So I feel like Brawlhalla kind of fell off from doing cool characters at one point, and then they kind of got back up and then kind of fell off again. And what I'm trying to say is, take a look, for example, let's say Volkov. Look at this sick characters. And for me, Volkov is a very cool, unique, like, I know he's a vampire, you know, it's pretty basic, but we already have Mordex and Volkov. It's a great fit to Brawlhalla if you already have a werewolf. But where did Vector come from? I don't understand this. Is it because of Orion? I feel like Vector does not fit this game, and I wonder what Vector's play rate is. In fact, I feel like the cooler the character looks, obviously the more play rate is gonna have. For example, Loki. I don't even have to look, I know this character is very played. He has obviously sight as well, so that's a big plus for him. But still, just look at the characters and look at the splash art, look at base Loki. Don't tell me that is not insane. And then they kind of, in my opinion, fell off with 7. Not as much as with Vector's design. 7's design is pretty, it's okay. Let me just say it's okay. But Loki's design is on a whole new level. Let's go on Vector. Let's just go on Vector. Let's, you know, feel the character. If you were a newer player and you saw Vector, let's see, how would I feel? Let's try land signature. What is that? Like, what is that? Yeah, okay, so we got bow for our first weapon. I think on bow, the signatures are definitely not, let me say, as aggressive as the land signatures for a beginner or a new player. It's definitely, you know, kinda, you can get used to them easier. Yeah, I don't think the bow 6 are any bad. I just think this character design is not for this game, in my personal opinion. We're facing against a gargoyle, by the way. Is that even a gargoyle? It has to be, right? What would you guys say about Onyx, on the other hand? Is the character design lacking? What would you rate it Onyx out of 10? Oh my god, he just got destroyed. Honestly, for Onyx, I'm gonna be a critic. I'm gonna give Onyx a 6 something out of 10. Even 5 something. I think they could have pulled off the gargoyle look a lot better. Does that Onyx look a bit fat to you guys, by the way? Every time I wonder this. I play against an Onyx and then something weird about the body. Is it the back? It looks like Onyx has a hunched back or something. And I'm dead. Hold up, let's just talk about what the heck? And then what the heck, bro? These signatures are not Brawlhalla signatures. And then obviously you have the signature that they changed. Where am I? What the? Am I alive? They changed the DC that I just showed you guys. I don't remember what it even used to be. Editor, put it side to side, what the old signature used to be. Hey, Vector mains out there, don't hate on me. Don't hate on me. I promise, I'm not trying to get your character removed from the game. I'm just trying to be like, hey, Brawlhalla, I think you can pull off the mecha look a bit better and make it fit Brawlhalla a bit more. That's basically what I'm trying to say. I think it's an interesting topic to talk about every single design, or most of the designs that I find weird in the game. So yeah, we're talking about Vector currently. It's mostly Lance actually, it's not even Vector currently. We're talking about the Lance stuff, or the SIGs in general, but the look in general on Vector, I think it's not it, dude. See, both signatures do make sense for the character he is. And how about we just start talking about Lance at this point? I feel like Lance needs a rework. I'm gonna say it, I'm gonna keep saying it. I don't care how many times they nerf this weapon. It's still so brain dead to face this weapon. It is so annoying to face Lance, dude. Just because you spam so hard with a weapon that is supposedly a heavy weapon, but it's not. I think for the game to be healthy, we need to do reworks, we need to do changes, we need to take risks, you know, that's what I'm trying to say. By the way, a big video on that is gonna come out. I'm gonna be doing quite a big video. I don't know how long it's gonna be exactly, but I'm gonna be talking about all the stuff that should be changed that are wrong with Brawlhalla. I'm gonna be complaining quite a lot in that video. But yeah, let's go back to the topic of this video. Let's see another character. By the way, Magyar, in my opinion, has an insane design. Is he played actually that much? Let me check Magyar's play rate real quick. I just checked the sites for the play rate, and guess what's the last character? The least played character. Try to guess. Of course it's Vector. I'm telling you, this character does not fit in the game, dude. And up here is Thatch as well. Not the highest, I won't lie. Thea, a character in my opinion that does not fit the game. It just doesn't fit Brawlhalla. In my opinion, Vector and Thea are two extreme examples of what doesn't need to be done in Brawlhalla anymore. The play rate is not there. The play rate is showing that these characters are not played. And another one is King Zuva, which doesn't even have an avatar. What the heck happened here? But yeah, Magyar is apparently, he's okay. He's almost as close as to Loki's play rate. But Loki's release was so hyped. You guys don't understand. My video on Loki, I think, got so many views. Just look at this sick release. This is what the game needs. Releases like this, like Loki. Nyx, bro. Probably the best character design in game is Nyx. I won't even lie. Such a unique character in my opinion. Whoever is the person that made Nyx, like the art for Nyx, actually insane. And for Volkov as well, in my opinion. These are my two favorite designs along with Jiro. Let's go talk about Thea for a bit now, and we can then go to King Zuva, one of my most hated characters, just because the boot signatures are horrible. So let's talk about Thea first, and then I'm gonna go talk about Zuva. Let's not get this mixed up. And by the way, if I'm talking about your character, sorry or thank you, I guess. I don't even know. I just think this game needs some fresh stuff being added to the game, because we are kind of lacking in content. Also, who thought it was a good idea to add this disgusting skin called Arbiter in the game, bro? What is this creature, man? Why? Anyways, Thea, a character that... What is... Okay, this thing is actually... Okay, my bad. This thing is probably the best thing. It's super fast, impossible to punish, quite literally. I don't know exactly why people don't end up playing Thea as much as other characters. Maybe it's because Boot's the new weapon, but I think Teska is pretty high play rate. That's because Teska is a very good character. They make his Ziggs very... Actually, not very good. They're broken. And I think the whole luchador vibe is just very good. He has a personality, you know, and what is Thea? Thea is just a mosquito in your room that you want to kill. That is literally what Thea is. A random mosquito in your room. Who's gonna play a mosquito? Let's be real. And then let's go on Lance, my favorite weapon. Boom, boom, boom. There we go. We're on Lance. Oh, by the way, this sig is horrific. It is the most unpunishable sig in the game. I don't know why designed this sig like that and why this sig hasn't been nerfed, but no matter what he does, he's not gonna be able to punish it. Just look at this sig. Look, how do you punish this sig? He's trying to punish it. He cannot punish it. Look! No matter where he goes, you cannot punish this sig. It needs a whole new rework. Make the sig different. It's unpunishable. Who even added this sig and thought it was a good idea? I can just use this sig and win the game. Bro, this guy is just giving up. He's trying to punish it, I think, but it's... Oh, he hit me one time. He gotta punish it still. Bro, this is so disgusting, man. Actual mosquito in your room. Actual mosquito. And then I use another sig. Let's see. Alright, that sig is actually fine. This sig is... But yeah, I don't think Thea just has the character personality. All she has is just high dex. I think they tried to make it... Imagine if they made Thea different. Like, they could have made Thea into, like, I don't know, a superhero resembling the Flash, so, you know, they don't get copyrighted, or a heroine resembling the Flash. I think Thea could have been pulled off so much better. But yeah, whatever. And King Zuva, just look at this guy. This guy is literally Giga Chat. Just look at him, bro. And by the way, we're playing against Thea now. He's gonna abuse the same signature. And now if I get boots, yep, it's cooked. This guy has the worst boot signatures. You do NSIG, you are stuck for 5 years. You cannot move. Look at this. Oh my god. D-Sig is okay, D-Sig is slow as well. I think the reward is not enough as well even for D-Sig. The range is not there. And then D-Sig is just... Why would you use D-Sig? I don't know, I'm just a hater of this character. Like, the hammer signatures are insane. They're so cool. Even this one over here. Wow. That is actually a cool signature, dude. And I'm dead. Could they have put off Zuva better? What do you guys think? What do you guys think about Zuva? I need to get some honest like opinions. We need to be critics here, guys, because I want the game to go to a better spot. I feel like they're lacking with their character designs. We need characters with personalities. Which I'm not saying King Zuva doesn't have like some insane personality. I don't even know the lore for this game. I won't lie. But when I look at King Zuva, I don't really want to play him. Or when I look at Thea, I don't really want to play Thea. Does that make sense? But when I look at Loki, oh my god! Oh, by the way, I didn't talk about the side sig, which is super good as well. Actually, super clean sig. And keep in mind, by the way, I'm using a skin right now. What is base Zuva? He's okay. Nothing too crazy. Imugi is okay as well. Nothing too crazy. But honestly, pretty unique design. I'll give him that. I still think, though. I still think it could have been better. I will still say that. I'm always going to say that. I think for Magyar, they actually did a very good job with Magyar's design. I didn't even check Magyar's play rate. I was checking his play rate. Hold up. 117 is not too bad. And yeah, I was talking about Teska earlier. This is Teska's play rate. 2.2%. Pretty good. Oh, Meiko's character design. I feel like Meiko is, again, horrible. Okay, maybe not horrible, just it could have been so much better. What is Meiko's face annoying me? Is it only me? I just want to punch Meiko, dude. Like, look at her face. They could have put off Meiko better, bro. Come on, I swear. The signatures are pretty decent. I'll give them that. I don't think the signatures need changes. What were the grades for the signatures? Let me double check them. Even though I kind of know them. I'm just checking if I'm gonna see anything weird, but it's like I'm not gonna go on Great Sword. I'm destroying this guy on Katars. Yeah, let's go on Great Sword. Boom, boom, boom. Of course, that's a good signature. Makes sense. You know, a shark, a tsunami. Oh, what about these here? Yeah. Nah, I think Meiko sig do not need changes. Pretty cool signatures. This guy is getting cooked. Go up. Oh, he's dead. So I was talking about the characters that I hate, and I'm not trying to tell you guys that I hate most of the characters in the game. I was just picking some that I just dislike. Yeah, a character design that is actually pretty cool in my opinion is, again, Petra's design. But a base skin character, the design is actually outstanding, bro. Jiro. Just look at Jiro. I'm not gonna even go on Loki yet. Jiro is such a cool character. He does have Loki vibes, if that makes sense. Everything is pulled off perfectly, in my opinion, with Jiro. But yeah, just look at him, bro. Vibes. All around vibes. What is Jiro's play rate? Let's see in this website. On the higher end. Yep, we're on the higher end. That's like the 18th, 19th highest played legend. 1.7 something is pretty good. I think, by the way, Munin was one of the only, if not the only side character that's design was lacking compared to the rest. Along with the signatures, they were not it. In my opinion, Munin signatures are just slightly weak on Scythe. Let me say on Scythe. Both signatures are pretty good. I'm not saying that he should have all around broken signatures. I'm just saying that I don't like the signatures in general. I think they're weaker than they should be on side. And Munin's design was not cool, bro. I don't know. Munin is, you know, a bird out of that. Pretty cool, but at the same time, not put off the right way, in my opinion. But yeah, let's just look at this. If we're talking about character designs, Jiro is top 3. No question about it. Like, whoever made this character was on drugs or something. They were definitely on Adro. I don't know what they were cooking, but they cooked it perfectly. Look at the purple animation. Like, this is a base skin. If this guy lets me hit Ensig, it's the perfect showcase of like insane animation on a sig. Wait, what? That he has no hitbox. Hello, what did I miss? Look at that. Don't tell me you're not gonna play Jiro just because of that signature. And then you have D-Sig as well. Jiro is just a vibe to play. Like, you can't go wrong playing this character. He's not viable. Not as viable as other characters because of the low defense. But yet again, he's played. Why? Because his character's design is sick, dude. Look at that. Even this sig. And then this sig as well. No sig is bad on Jiro. They designed everything perfectly. Even though some sigs are better than the other, it doesn't mean that the character is gonna be played less. Just because the animations are insane. And some people, for, you know, beginners, they tend to just look at something cool, like the animations, and they're like, oh, hold up, I'm gonna make this. This looks super cool. There we go, I finally hit the DC. You guys saw it, right? Very epic signature. So yeah, we're done talking about Jiro, but what is gonna be the next character we talk about? That is the question, and here's the answer. We're playing Loki. Loki is another character that's design is outstanding, and keep in mind I haven't even talked about Mordex yet, and I don't think I'm gonna talk about Mordex. We already know that Mordex is like the most played character in the game. We're playing against another Loki player, nice. But yeah, I think I don't even know what I have to say here. The animations on the SIGs. Even though this SIG is just, look at it, it's not too much work on one SIG, but it looks cool just because of those portals. And this is the weakest SIG out of the batch. You have this SIG. Oh, what? There's a snake? Then you have this SIG. Look at the animations, just look at them. And then the snake is back again. Boom, boom, boom. Wait, I missed. And then this SIG is actually pretty okay as well. These portals just add up to the animations and they make this character cool. The whole design by itself is cool. The signatures are a big part of the character's personality in my opinion. And now we're obviously playing Loki versus Loki. It couldn't be more perfect. It really couldn't be more perfect than this. Let's see if we can win this Loki versus Loki matchup and call it a good day. I feel like Loki is not a high tier character, but he's definitely so much fun than most of the characters in the game. You have to be sure that when you make Loki, he's gonna do good as a character. People are gonna play this character no matter if he's good or bad. He just looks cool, dude. Obviously everyone's gonna play him. And then you go to Vector. Who is gonna play Vector? And then you look at Thatch, a pirate with a golden tooth. Who is gonna play Thatch? Sorry Thatch mains, sorry Vector mains, but I'm just trying to get my point across, so I have to use your characters. I hope you understand. We need more personalities to these characters, but yeah, I get it. The game was, you know, who knew the game was gonna go this big back in, like, what, 2000 and... When did they even make Thatch? I don't even know. Hey, Vector is one of the newer characters, so let me say that. Let me say that. So they did mess up a lot with Vector, in my opinion, but Thatch is a very old character. And that's why I suggested reworks. I feel like some characters, quite a lot of characters actually, I mentioned some in this video, maybe I even missed some. They need reworks, dude. This game needs some fresh changes. I feel like Brawlhalla is not doing enough for the game. I don't just want to have another crossover, dude. Every month is a crossover, like please, who cares at this point? Who even asked for a Destiny crossover and when do we have it? And for the last thing I wanted to talk about actually, let's talk about Priya for a second. Let's play like a one-stock game or something like that. I wonder, for Priya, what are you guys thinking? Was this the right call for a Chakram character? How do you guys feel about Priya, like the vibe, playing this character, her SIGs and everything? Is there much personality to this character or not enough? Because I feel like it's kind of going below a 7 rating for me, which is, I think, not good for a newer character. Or I might just be a big hater right now. I don't know, because it's a new weapon, you know. The character has to be outstanding, like outstanding. Jayon, in my opinion, for a new character, the vibe that guy has is insane, bro. The aura Jayon has, holy. But for Priya, I don't feel it. And it's not because Priya is a female character, it's just because I don't feel it for Priya. But I wonder, what do you guys think on this topic? How do you guys feel about Priya? How do you feel about the new Brawlhalla character so far? And he just dies. Nice. Like, if you were talking about a female character that has aura, just look at Nick's, dude. Oh my god. But yeah, anyways, tell me guys how you feel about this video. This was a different video than usual, but I really wanted to talk about this. I feel like characters need reworks, characters need more personalities, future characters. If I were to be direct, I would want to say do better. Either way, enough yapping for today. If you enjoyed today's video, then please subscribe to my channel because it helps me out a lot. The button is right over there. Please click on that. It takes less than 2 seconds, I think. And yeah, I'm gonna see you guys in the next video. So bye bye everyone. Bye bye.